Alaska Airlines is the sixth largest airline in North America, and recently its market share grew even more by acquiring Hawaiian Airlines. At the time of making this video, Alaska's mainline fleet consists of 240 aircraft. In addition, the airline also has 86 Embraers 175 in its fleet, though Horizon Air and SkyWest operate them. And while the airline has only Boeing aircraft in its fleet, this wasn't always the case. In the past years, Alaska had more than 70 Airbus-made aircraft, which were in Alaska's fleet for a very interesting reason. Now let's answer a question. Why did Alaska retire Airbus aircraft and refuse to order new ones? For years, Alaska Airlines was a loyal Boeing customer. The airline operated multiple aircraft such as Boeing 727, 737-200, and 737 Classic, which were retired in 2018. In addition, the airline from Seattle even had a rare Boeing 720 in its fleet. Alaska Airlines also advertises its relationship with Boeing commercial airplanes. Nearly all aircraft in the mainline fleet have the Boeing logo and proudly All Boeing sticker under the cockpit windows. The airline operates an aircraft in a special livery celebrating the plane maker's 100th anniversary. So how was it possible that so many Airbus aircraft found their way into the Alaska fleet? Well, Alaska wasn't always an all-Boeing airline. Between 1985 and 2008, 49 McDonnell Douglas MD-80s passed through the airline fleet. Interestingly, they were a replacement for Boeing aircraft, as in the mid-1980s, the need arose for the carrier to replace its Boeing 727 trijets. In addition, Alaska was also a launch customer for the MD-83 variant, which had a longer range. One of these aircraft crashed near the California coast in the year 2000. In 1992, Alaska also welcomed its first 737-400 in the fleet. Later, it operated 40 aircraft of this variant. Also in the combi and cargo variants. The combi variant is particularly interesting. It's an aircraft that allows for mixed passengers and cargo transport and has an ideal configuration for intra-Alaska service. The first row on the aircraft is row 17, and the aircraft can seat 72 passengers. Freight is located at the front of the aircraft, and passengers board and disembark from the rear. This allows them to carry more cargo to distant communities and at the same time still fly passengers. Sadly, there are no more combi aircraft in Alaska's fleet. By retiring the last 737-400, Alaska was the last of the major U.S. airlines that bid farewell to the 737 Classic variant. For the replacement of both the 737 Classic and the MD-80, Alaska chose the Boeing 737NG, as Airbus aircraft weren't so popular in the U.S., and the long-standing ties with Boeing were also the reason. Interestingly, Alaska was the launch customer of the longest 737-900 variant, with the first aircraft delivered in 2001. The airplane proved unpopular among other airlines due to its short range and was later replaced by the longer-range 737-900ER version. Now let's finally see where the Airbus aircraft came from. On April 4, 2016, Alaska Air Group announced that it had agreed to buy Virgin America for $2.6 billion with all of its assets, including its fleet. At this time, it consisted of 10 Airbus A319s, 53 A320s, and 4 A321neos. Interestingly, Virgin America was also the launch customer for the Airbus A321neo. After Alaska Airlines' merger with Virgin America in early 2018, the airline acquired Virgin's fleet of Airbus aircraft, with most of them being repainted into Alaska livery and fully incorporated into the airline's fleet. However, soon after, Alaska Airlines gradually began phasing out these Airbus jets, as the study and the work on the retirement of the Airbus fleet started the day after the merger, according to the airline's top management. In mid-2020, all 10 Airbus A319 planes were retired due to reduced demand and low profit margins caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The One World carrier in December 2020 outlined its plan to retire its A320 and A321neos by the end of 2023, as it focused its regional fleet on Embraer 1175 jets and its narrow-body operation on a mix of Boeing 737NGs and MAX jets. The order for the A320neos had also been canceled. As a result, the fleet of 53 Airbus A320 aircraft was progressively withdrawn from service as leases expired and new Boeing 737 MAX jets were integrated into the fleet. The final A320 was retired in January 2023 without any celebration. The fate of the A321neos was also sealed. It made its final revenue flight from Seattle to Los Angeles on 2nd of October. After that, 10 A321neos were transferred to American Airlines. So as you see, Alaska clearly wanted to be a single aircraft type airline, of course not counting regional flights. The airline's senior vice president in an interview once said in an interview, "If you could center it on one fleet type, it just makes your operations so much simpler. Just that goes straight to the bottom line." And that simplifying of operation came at a cost, as getting out of the A321neo lease contracts wasn't cheap. As a result of the acceleration, the carrier expected to incur approximately $300 million to $350 million in special fleet transition charges. But according to the airline executives, the cash benefits of retiring the A321neos outweigh the cost of making penalty lease payments. Focusing on a single aircraft manufacturer saved the airline not only the cost of planning the fleet utilization, but also maintenance, spare parts, and pilot training. That's also a reason why many low-cost airlines, such as Ryanair, Southwest, or Spirit, operate single types of aircraft. In addition to all of the reasons mentioned before, Alaska has a special relationship with Boeing. The 737's production site in Renton, Washington, located just a short distance from Alaska Airlines corporate headquarters near Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, offers a logistical advantage for the airline. And although Alaska openly evaluated both the A321neo and 737 MAX 9 for its fleet replacement for the 737NG, industry insiders have long recognized that Boeing held the upper hand in securing the deal. There's a compelling argument that Alaska Airlines now shares a closer relationship with Boeing than even Southwest Airlines, remarked John Ostrower, editor-in-chief of the Air Current, in 2019. This is notable given that Southwest, known for its exclusive use of 737s since its establishment in 1971, has traditionally been seen as Boeing's closest airline partner. So after October 2023, Alaska could place back its proudly All Boeing sticker below the cockpit windows, but not for long. On December 3, 2023, Alaska Airlines announced plans to acquire Hawaiian Airlines, an airline that operates both A321neos and A330s in its fleet. The deal was widely viewed as a lifeline for Hawaiian Airlines, which has experienced declining revenue and a shaky bottom line since COVID-19. The merger was completed on September 18, 2024, and since this date, Alaska Air Group isn't all Boeing anymore. Of course, I'm not counting the regional fleet. However, for the time being, the two airlines are keeping the separate branding and fleet structure, just as Lufthansa Group is doing in Europe. The time will show us how long this will remain the case. As you see, a proudly all Boeing airline had many Airbuses in its fleet throughout the time. However, all of them were acquired not through direct orders, but by merging with other Airbus operators. The current situation with Hawaiian is similar, but who knows whether the airline executives aren't working hard on getting rid of the Airbus planes. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel.